What's going on, everyone? We are back again with the third iterations of the Endless Legions combo. Guys, if you have not seen this before, we're playing Yoda. We're trying to flip the top of the card, make it Endless Legions, and then play it for free because we're about to die. And then with that, we basically just win the game because of all the incredible cards that we're going to have on the board afterwards. Now, this gets a little bit different this time because in previous iterations, we would go ahead and go with You're My Only Hope, play the Endless Legions, and then maybe we win, maybe we don't. But the idea was that we had, maybe some Sentinels, we had some blockades going, maybe we had some people to stop the damage, some healing to be done, etc. This time, we are going to be going for the one-shot. So before we dive into what we're playing alongside all of the cool cards that we've got, I want to say a big thank you to my patrons over on Patreon, as one of you put me on the deck originally, just because you thought it would be fun for me to play. And so we're here with version 3, just because it is honestly just a very fun deck to play. So what do we do with the one-shot? So first off, the combo. Whenever we have 5 or less HP, we can actually play the card that we reveal with You're My Only Hope for free, which means Endless Legions is free. So as early as like turn 3 oftentimes, on turn 2, technically we can do it if my opponents hit me a bunch, but usually there's not enough damage on the board to have even considered that. Turn 3, though, we absolutely can. Decks like Sabine, for example, if they deploy Sabine, get like a Darksaber, have a bunch of damage done, yeah, they could get us to 22 HP on base. Damage on base in order for us to go Endless Legion. So turn 3 is typically the earliest that we can do this. And then, of course, on turn 3, we're going to have 4 cards in our resource pile. And the idea here is we go like 2 copies of Executor, a copy of Devastator, and like a copy of Dornian Gunship, or as we get later on, multiple copies of Executor, maybe multiple copies of Devastator, multiple copies of Dornian Gunship. This Executor comes down and it creates 3 TIE Fighter tokens. So create 3 TIE Fighter tokens when it's played and when it's defeated. So if you get, let's say, 2 Executors down, it'll defeat one. So Executor will then produce 6 units, 6 TIE Fighters, then die, or 3 TIE Fighters, then die, creating another 3. So that's 6 total TIE Fighters. Then the second Executor comes down and creates 3 more TIE Fighters. So that's 10 total units. Devastator comes down, that's 11 units. It also gets 4 damage into their base. And then a couple of Dornian Gunships will go ahead and finish out the game for us. So Dornian Gunships deals indirect damage equal to the amount of vehicle units that you control. So let's say we have 2 Executors, a Devastator, and 2 Dornian Gunships. Well, with the Devastator, we can control where our indirect damage goes. So we've deployed, essentially, with the 2 Executors, 2 of them dying, or one of them dying. That is, well, 10 units in just the Executor, 11 for the Devastator. We've dealt 4 damage to their base. And then the first Dornian Gunship deals 12, so that's 16 damage. Then the second Dornian Gunship comes down, and that's 13 damage. That's 29. Now, there's a good chance we'll have like 1 or 2 points of damage just because of the units that we're playing, but any other amount of cards could potentially finish it off. Like we have a Ruthless Raider here, or like a Relentless, or an Annihilator, or some other unit like that to come in and, yeah, hit for that last 30th point of damage if they're on a 30 HP base. But if they're on like 28 or on 25, it's going to be even easier. So with that, let's see what we could accomplish today. I know we're going to fail a lot, but we're also going to get some sweet wins. So let's get into it. All right. Well, I was going to start us on the first game, but my opponent just immediately conceded. So let's move on to the next one, huh? I know some people, they see the Yoda and they sometimes immediately concede, but they also just see my name and they immediately concede because they don't want to be on video, which is totally reasonable, to be honest. So I don't blame them for that. Unfortunately, we can't mulligan with the Nabat Village. This hand, well, is reasonable. We've got an Executor, we've got a Devastator. So I'll resource those 2. And then we will put Relentless on bottom. I suppose a Bail Organa on bottom. And then like an R2? Yeah, let's do that. And let's see what my opponent's got on turn 1. They've got C3PO. Huh. All right, well, let's go grab an enticing reward and play it And remember, if it's a unique card, we get to keep the 2 cards. So that's really nice. Let's pass. We've got a second Village Protectors, another R2. I think we could resource one of them. I really just kind of want to get this Cloud Rider down. Now, I know my opponent could bounce the C3PO to remove the bounty, let's say. But I'm kind of okay with that. I'm not too fussed about that. If they do that, then they're really stalling kind of their game plan. And they're really, I mean, I don't know what their game plan is technically, so maybe it'll be just a little bit silly, but you know what? Let's just drop in the Village Protectors. Just use up our resources. I'm okay with kind of stalling out the game a little bit. My opponent, they could bounce the C3PO to give the +2 if they want. Ooh, there's an Annihilator and a Devastator. I mean, I'll put Annihilator down since they already have a Devastator down, but we still have yet to find any card whatsoever. And the Obi-Wan does put the Sentinel down, which is a little bit unfortunate. Shatterpoint, huh? Let's go Cloud Rider, hit the C3PO. Let's grab, wow, okay. Evacuate and bounty posting, I suppose. I don't really care for Evacuate at this stage of the game. All right, there's Endless Legions. We've got Endless Legions. I'm pretty happy about that. We can go ahead and use the Yoda action as well. The Guerrilla Soldier, we'll put that on bottom. Let's pass. There's a Krea's Whispers. Okay, Krea's Whispers can do it for us. Actually, with Krea's Whispers, we can potentially get there. Blue Leader, huh? You know what? Let's just go for it. Let's hit the Yoda. Ooh, Cloud Rider, huh? I take it back. I think I'm gonna go with a different plan now. We do need damage on the base. It's important to remember. If we don't have damage on the base, then we aren't gonna be able to play the card for free. So I think this is gonna turn out okay, actually. If my opponent deploys Obi-Wan, they go 4, then 3. Okay, let's go bounty posting. Let's grab Enticing Roar. Let's play it on the Blue Leader. And then it is a unique unit, so we will be able to take 2 here. Okay, you're my only open. Spare the target. I like that. We can use Guerrilla Soldier potentially to kind of set up the turn. We are getting close to just flipping Yoda and doing something with that. There's our first Dornian gunship, huh? I mean, right now, we don't have enough to one-shot them, but we can do some devastating work up against them. So I've got Spare the Target. I've got Krea's Whispers. So I just need to take a bunch of damage into my base. Let's just take 3 to base so we can hit the, or put the Guerrilla Soldier into play. And then this thing will die most likely. Double Sentinel is a little bit awkward. Heirloom Lightsaber. Well, this is a very strange... I'm passing. Okay, they attacked. How much damage do we have here? How much damage do we have? It's not enough to fully end the game, huh? Let's do it, though. Play for free. We're revealing all of them. Village Protectors is a Sentinel. How much damage do we have? We have 8 with Devastators. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7 units. That's 15. Oh my gosh, we're 1 point of damage short, huh? Oh my gosh, that's 8. Yeah, that's gonna be scary. Do I want to risk it? I think I will. Let's go Devastator. We're gonna go 4 here. So Devastator Part 2. 4 here. Let's go Annihilator. We hit Obi-Wan because that's the one that's going to be able to kill us. Okay. Don't need to take the Obi-Wans. We're going to play Village Protectors. Then we play Executor. Then we play Dornian Gunship. Indirect damage to opponent. And we just hit them for 7. Like I said, we are literally 1 point of damage short. 1 point of damage short. And we have the Sentinel for Village Protectors, though. And with their hand, they do have Anakin, though, which can kill Village Protectors. So, pretty good stuff from them. So, they have an opportunity here to potentially clutch out the game. So, they go Anakin, and then if they draw, like, a Surprise Strike, for example, then they just win. And we will be 1 point of damage short. So, let's see. Can we get there? Can we get there? Oh my gosh, if one of these cards is like another Dornian Gunship or we had a second Executor. Repair, huh? Well, that repair is not something that you commonly see, huh? There's the Anakin. They kill the Village Protectors, and it does not matter. GG. Oh, that's good stuff. That is good stuff. Like I said, if we happen to have, like, a second Dornian Gunship or something like that, we might have been able to get there. Well, it would have been, they had 15 damage on base. A second Dornian Gunship would have been 8. So it would have been 23. We had to have like just a different combination of units in the resource pile. But that is exactly how we kind of play it out, right? The Annihilator came in and it killed the Obi-Wan as well. Because if like we didn't have Annihilator to kill Obi-Wan, then they could have played Anakin, killed my Village Protectors, and then attack with Obi-Wan, and they would have won. So we could have had a couple different things, but that was pretty important as well. A 25 HP base, you say? I like that. Dornian Gunship is definitely going to be the resource here. I think the second resource is going to be a Village Protectors. And then we have no Cloud Rider or anything like that. I think here I'll put a Village Protectors down. Probably this Enticing Reward, and then Gorilla Soldier. Let's pass. Let's see what my opponent's going to do. Guavian Antagonizer. Okay, let's go ahead and just put an Enticing Reward onto the Guavian Antagonizer. Cloud Rider would be excellent here. My opponent probably has another 1-drop based on how these decks have been played out lately. Okay, let's claim. Ooh, another Dornian Gunship. I do like that. I do like that. I mean, the way my opponent's probably going to play this is we play the Bail Organa, and then they just kill it. So we really need Cloud Rider or Spare the Target. I mean, these are absolutely amazing cards. Let's see if my opponent decides to just Tarkin Town this, or if they decide to go with the attack first. I'm going to pass here. In case they Tarkin Town it, I'm going to use the Yoda action. They do. Krea's Whispers. I mean, maybe. I mean, Evacuate looks potentially good, but it's a little slow. It's a little slow. It's a little slow. Cloud Rider is really what I'm looking for. Okay, there's your My Only Hope. I mean, we're pretty close. Oh, we kind of want a unit to die, though. I'm going to resource the Enticing Reward. I don't think it's actually going to be that great. Double Dornian Gunship, definitely not there in terms of like having all the units that we want. But let's go with this. Okay, we can go top of the deck. Put a Gorilla Soldier up there. Bottom of the deck, we'll put... And the thing is, can I win with that without playing this Evacuate? I think we just have to risk it. We're going to shuffle here. So it doesn't matter really what we put on top and bottom. They probably have like Maclunky. Yeah, I'm actually totally okay with this. Because they shrink the damage on their units. So like, yeah, sure, they prevented us from using the bounties, but like, it doesn't matter at all in this particular case. So we can go spare the target here, and I guess we will. So that's a decent amount of damage so far, but not quite enough. Like, we're looking for Executor still. Let's claim. So Maclunky, again, not really concerned with that. I don't like the non-unit cards are not how we win, right? We need big, heavy hitters in order to go ahead and close out this game. There's an Annihilator. I think Village Protector is going to be the obvious choice here. Now, they can bypass this. They can actually just straight up attack it with a Guavian Antagonizer, which is probably what they'll do. And then we can do our whole deploy thing, right? And then does this win us the game? I mean, it's going to be pretty close. I mean, let's pass. All right, perfect. You're my only hope. Let's play for free. Let's drop in all of our cards. And we go Village Protectors, Annihilator. Let's see what's in their hand. They got No Good to Be Dead, Surprise Strike, Zuckuss. Okay. Don't need to take anything. We go Devastator. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw, draw. And then we go Dornian Gunship. 1, 2. Dornian Gunship. And then hit their base. But it doesn't really matter because they can play. They could play Zuckuss, deal 1 damage, and then hit it with the Cad Bane. I'm really close. I'm really close to getting there if they No Good to Be Dead at the You know, honestly, I think they should have just gone with the Zuckuss. Because now they have to make multiple attacks in order for this to work. Wow, another You're My Only Hope. I mean, so my opponent has to draw something. It's Zuckuss and Surprise Strike. So what is this? We attack with 2. So I think we just attack in for 9. And then we have lethal with Annihilator. We have lethal. So like we just claim. And if they don't have a No Good to Be Dead, it's like No Good to Be Dead, it was fine. But if my opponent just played Zuckuss, which is what we knew they had in hand, they trigger Cad Bane, knock the shield token off, attack. Our Annihilator attack doesn't kill them, and then they attack with Cad Bane to win. So they actually had the win here. I mean, they may still have the win, but we're actually doing it. Oh, wait, what am I thinking? I'm trolling. They can't. Yeah. Ignore me. They can't knock the shield off. There's no way. There's no way. I was thinking that we had just the Village Protectors out, but we don't. Obviously, we have multiple units out. I was like, oh, they could just remove the shield. No, they can't, because we have 1,000,000 units out. So no, that was just a win. They could have played Zuckuss potentially. If they had played Zuckuss, would that have been any different? No, because they would have had to have multiple attacks. If they deploy Zuckuss, we still claim. Actually, no, they play Zuckuss and they win. So they play Zuckuss and they have Saboteur. So they just kill us. So they didn't actually need to kill the Village Protectors at all. Yeah, they just play Zuckuss and kill us. So, I mean, yeah, not what I was saying, but they could have won. But they went with no good to me dead. Very, very close game, though. If we had a little bit of a different combination of cards on the field, then it would have been maybe a little bit more powerful for us. But still, I mean, we did some good work. I mean, in this case, we went with the I'm going to kill all your units type of deal with the Devastator Dornian, right? I mean, that's 4 damage plus 3 damage plus 4 damage. So you get to do essentially 11 damage to all their units, and we get to just immediately defeat something. So that ended up being pretty good. And one of the things that's really nice about this is we don't have to like take a bunch of actions to end the game with the indirect damage coming in. So, all right, I'll take it. Being a little silly there. I was being a little silly by, trying to figure out what my opponent could do. But, wow, that was a close one. That was a very close one. All right, into the next game, and I'm going to be honest, guys. I mean, this is... Oh, no, we had a perfect hand. Oh, my gosh. I mean, look at this hand, guys. We had Executor, which would have been perfect, because that would have been the 10-unit generation thing. Then we would have been able to resource Annihilator. I probably would have put Village Protectors, You're My Only Hope, Enticing Reward on the bottom. No, I'd go Village Protectors, You're My Only Hope, and Annihilator on the bottom. I'd keep the Entice Reward. Bail Organa doesn't really do a whole lot, though, because they're usually not going to have a lot of ground units. So maybe I would have just put Bail Organa on the bottom, to be honest. This one's going to be an all-space strategy. Anyways, doesn't matter. We had a great hand. Opponent, they saw us. They left. It is what it is. Let's move on to the next one. We got ECL Han coming up next. Okay. Let's see what we can do. ECL Han, my friend. What are we going to do? Let's see. We've got Devastator, Executor. Those are definitely going to be the two. We got Krea's Whispers, Endless Legions. I guess I'll put one of the Krea's Whispers, and I guess I'll just put Annihilator on the bottom. Maybe it's Bale, actually. And I'll R2 discard Annihilator to find a card. Yeah, we'll take a... You know, I'll take Enticing Roar. It's actually going to be the more relevant of the two. Okay, a second Executor. Man, the Dornian gunship is looking pretty good. Pretty juicy now. That's okay. Let's see what my opponent's got. I mean, Han can put on a lot of damage very quickly, so that is a little bit spooky. ECL Poe, though, is also a little bit scary. Let's hit the Mina Bonteri. They're going to be able to... Oh, interesting. Let's go Enticing Reward on Mina. And then we'll play Krea's Whispers. I know that we technically... Okay, so we're going to go top, bottom, pass, Devastator into the resource pile. Guess we'll drop in a Village Protectors here. I mean, they can attack Mina, and then they get an experience token over on Mina, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's fine. We're just going to put in a Village Protectors here. And then, because I really want to find You're My Only Hope, obviously. That's the goal here. Endless Legions, not exactly... The second one, at least. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Now, if we get a Dornian gunship, I mean, we're really close just killing them straight up with the Endless Legions. So, I mean, that's the beauty of the deck, right? That is what we're trying to do. Double Executor, double Devastator. That's some good stuff over there. That's some good stuff. My opponent's definitely trying to figure out what to do. They're thinking. All right, let's just go ahead and knock out a spy token. You know, I mean, I don't really see a need to rush into killing off every one of their... Ooh, okay. Endless Legions bottom. We got another Village Protectors. Oh, there's a Dornian gunship. Okay. We're getting very, very close to being able to, like, kill everything here. Ooh, very close. Wow. I mean, they could ECL Poe out, right? And they can do like 2 damage, defeat an upgrade. So they discard 2 cards, and then they kill my entire, fighting force right now. But then we just play other Village Protectors, and we're sitting okay right now. They're gonna ramp up the Mina Bonteri here. We'll just go ahead and knock out a spy token. We'll just sit back, knock out some spy tokens. They're really protecting this Mina here, which is fine, but it's really saving us a lot of HP. With what we've got here, let's see, this is 8 damage plus Executor, that's 10. Which means we have 12 units. So Dornian Gunship would do 13. So we are 4 points of damage short with what we've currently got. So if we draw another Dornian Gunship, another Devastator, or another Executor, that would be good enough to literally kill them within Endless Legions, which is awesome. Just awesome. Opponent taking a little bit of time to figure out what they want to do with their units here. I mean, I assume they just have ECL Poe, and if they do, they probably should have just done that immediately, so I didn't knock out a spy token, but, Okay, just Poe Dameron. Cool. Let's just go ahead and do this. Annihilator is decent, but I'm going to bottom that one, actually, because, we have almost the kill in hand, so we'll see what my opponent decides to do here. Probably just flip Han and do their thing, but the fact that they're not attacking and really trying to protect this Mina, I think is a little bit weak. Okay, I will go ahead and kill Mina. We'll go ahead and claim the bounty. Ooh, spare the target, huh? Okay, let's grab these 2. That is a fantastic pickup here. Because now we can put the bounty over on Sabine's Masterpiece and then bounce it with spare the target. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Fantastic. Fan-frickin-tastic. There's a spare the target. Oh my gosh. We're going to put Endless Legions on top. No, they're on bottom. Go ahead and use the Yoda action. Pass. I should have passed and then used the Yoda action, honestly. Okay. Let's play it all. I get so excited about this, my friends. It's so fun. We're doing it. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it so much. We go Executor. We go Devastator. 4 damage. We go Devastator. 4 damage. We go Ruthless Raider. Knock that out. Dornian Gunship. Indirect damage to opponent. We have 13 indirect damage. Realistically, we just go 4, 2, and then 7. And now we have 2 lethal threats on the board. Guys, this is good stuff. This is peak. This is peak. This is peak. Oh my gosh, this is so good. All right, into the next one. We've got 2 Executors, easy resource choices there. Gonna cut Ruthless Raider, Bail Organa. I suppose the second Bail. My opponent's gonna be bounty based. We'll just claim. If we're gonna go back and forth like this, I am okay with that. We'll pass. If my opponent does nothing, I mean, we're going to be just chilling. They're going to resupply. Cool. We'll play... Guess we'll play Village Protectors, just because it's a usage of resources. There's a Relentless. We'll put that in the resource pile. I was debating whether or not I actually wanted to play it at all, but I think this is worthwhile. We can go ahead and play out R2, discard a bounty posting. Let's see what we grab. Cloud Rider. I mean, I like Cloud Rider quite a bit. That can help us. I think I'll just take the Devastator, though. Let's see what my opponent's got. They're going to deal a damage to the unit. Sure. We'll go ahead and tack in for 2. They're going to double ramp here, which is going to be pretty good for them for sure. Double ramp. Nice. Good work. Good work. Ruthless Raider on bottom. Bounty Hunter's Quarry. Nice, nice. Okay, there is You're My Only Hope. That's good. Let's go ahead and hit Bosk. They could double claim. Hopefully they don't pick up any Sentinels. Oh, man, they do hit a Sentinel. Let's see. Bounty posting. Yeah, we'll... Oh, wait. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Let's go Guerrilla Soldier. Indirect damage to ourselves. Another Executor. I meant to put one of these other ones on top. Okay, that's a lot of units in the board, though. Now we just go evacuate. And then hopefully they don't have like a... Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay, that's a lot of Sentinels, huh? Let's go evacuate with again. Evacuates are coming in clutch here. So we can kill... I guess we'll put Ruthless Raider on top. I'm surprised they're hitting... Surprised they're putting a bunch of small units down. I would have thought... I mean, maybe they don't have Crate Dragon, but Crate Dragon's definitely the obvious choice. Another Sentinel, huh? A little bit weird to go with that direction, I think. Okay, there's a spare the target. Knock out Bosk, trigger. Grab Endless Legions and Enticing Reward. Let's go with Enticing Reward. We kind of need to find something that's going to be able to put a unit on. If I go spare the target, I might be able to find Krea's Whispers. There we go. Maul! Oh, we were so close. We were so close. Wow, we were so close just to one-shot them. We really had to dig for that, for those cards. My goodness. Double Evacuate actually came in there, but man, that was a little bit of a struggle finding Endless Legions and You're My Only Hope. We were really working from scratch there, but that's kind of the issue with the Navat Village. Sometimes you're like, oh, wow. Like, I mean, Navat Village in general is going to give you a pretty good starting hand, but you also can't mulligan, right? So that means that if you see your starting hand, there's nothing in there, well, you're out of luck, right? I was going to say we were going to start the next game, but they're like, yep, not interested. You know, it's kind of funny. I've played a lot of card games, right? You know, when you're just playing, you just got to play around. I guess people have like specific matchups in mind. You know, I don't like to play Control by any means, or against control, especially with my like cheesy go wide decks. But you know, I still go for it. I don't know. I find it enjoyable. But everyone to each their own, right? Playing on a Saturday or Sunday night, you just gotta play whatever you find fun. So I don't blame any opponent for just being like, yeah, no, thank you, no thanks. Don't want to play against that. Totally get it. Totally get it. Let's see. All right, we're gonna go Bail Organa here. Bail seems pretty good. They're probably just gonna knock it out, to be honest, though. So I think Evacuate's actually. I actually don't think Evacuate's very good in this particular spot. They're gonna go Super Laser Technician. Okay, let's go with Bail Organa attack. I will trigger. I will discard Krea's Whispers. I would be very surprised if my opponent did not have a way to kill off one of my units. Well, that said, I'll keep the Krea's Whispers here. We're gonna go with Gorilla Soul. I mean, a little bit weird. This is a little bit of a weird game, huh? A little bit of a weird game because I definitely like am not gonna have the damage on base to be able to flip Endless Legions most likely. Like I'll probably just get one shot, so that's something to kind of think about. Okay, we'll just get the spy token in. We'll go ahead and grab. I mean, we're gonna grab these two cards. We're gonna grab the Endless Legions and You're My Only Hope. I mean, that's the combo, right? That is the combo. Spare the target. Put it on bottom. Attack. Discard the Cloud Rider. Bounty posting. Grab the Enticing Roar Pass. Gorilla Soldier. I'll keep it. I'll keep it. My opponent can deploy Kylo and then kind of start attacking, right? I mean, they have just the craving power right now, so it's not like too crazy. Maybe I should have kept the Krea's Whispers now that I think about it. I was thinking my opponent wasn't going to have enough things to kill, but maybe they just ignore them. I mean, Cloud Rider can solve that problem by playing it, killing itself on the Kylo Ren Sentinel. Legal authority, sure. Yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah, they're just gonna deploy, kill a couple units, and then. Oh wow, they're not deploying immediately. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, there's a Dornian gunship. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like immediate hits so I can just win the game straight out with. My opponent can go Super Laser Blast. I mean, okay, let's go ahead and claim. Krea's Whispers, great. Spare the target, sure. Go ahead and hit in for 2. I mean, I will just peck them down a little bit here and there. Let's go ahead and get in for another 2 here. Super Laser Blast. Wow. Executor's good. I'll go ahead and play a Village Protectors, and I'll go ahead and play the Gorilla Soldier. Another Endless Legions. Maybe that's relevant. I don't know. My opponent seems to be saving the Kylo Ren deploy for like this massive hit, which honestly, I think if they just deployed Kylo, I mean, it's a little bit sketchy because like if they know what we're doing, then obviously saving the Kylo deploy is something that's reasonable. They're going to be able to do some work here for sure. Oh, why did I resource the spare the target? What am I doing? I'm trolling so hard, to be honest. Oh, that actually could matter. I mean, it really could. Wow. That is a horrible play by me. Yeah, that's a horrible play by me. That's okay. We'll just smack him. We'll just smack him. Let's pass. Executor going down. Opponent probably just going to... Oh, Devastator. Interesting. They have 8. They don't quite have enough here. I'm going to go Cloud Rider a second time. And then bail, and then pass. Okay, so what do we do? Is it a Devastator or a Ruthless Raider type of game plan? I think it's just a third Devastator into the resource pile, huh? This is actually a very, very close game. We would have had a Ruthless Raider in a resource pile if I didn't make that troll mistake of putting the spare the target down. Oh, man, they have a Maul. Ugh. You know, I mean, we can't really play around that. There's not much that we can really do about that. But man, it's so close. Let's say we would have, let's say they didn't have the Maul, but they killed off our village because they've been at 11. We would have gone Devastator, Devastator, Devastator. That's 12 damage, right? So that's 12 damage immediately. Annihilator, that's 2 units on board. Executor, that's 6 units on board. Then Dornian Gunship, that's 7. So 7 damage, that's 19 damage. Yeah, we would have been, literally, if I had a Ruthless Raider in the resource pile, that would have been a perfect 33. A perfect 33. But yeah, Ma taking care of it. Definitely. That's one of the problems with the control decks. Like, if you're fighting against like a normal control deck, or like one of the other control decks that's not Kylo, they do peck at you a little bit, which is a lot easier to deal with than like the one-shots. And then, of course, the Mauls to finish it off. So that can get a little bit tricky. All right, into the next one. Spare the target seems pretty good in this matchup. I'm going to resource the 2 Executors. We've got Endless Legions, which I like. I'm going to put Ruthless Raider, R2, and a Bale on bottom. Actually, I'm going to go double R2 and Ruthless Raider on bottom. Put Bale out on the board immediately here. Yeah, Bale comes in. And then we'll pass. Annihilator, easy resource there. And then we've got the Enticing Reward. We've got the Spare the Target. We'll see what my opponent decides to do with what they've got over there. But an attack into Lobot seems decent. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Ogdo Bogdo. I mean, Ogdo's a little bit scary here. I think what we'll do is we'll put an Enticing Reward on it because my opponent's likely to try to upgrade it. Yep. There it is. Nimble Prowess. So we'll claim initiative here. And now we can just go ahead and bounce the Ogdo and claim the bounty. That's kind of the thought process there anyways. We're going to go You're My Only Hope and Krea's Whispers. So kind of a nice little play there for us at least. We then get to trigger Yoda. Keep stacking up those cards in our resource pile. Seems pretty good. We haven't taken any damage yet, which can be a little bit risky, but Power of the Dark Side, sure. Bounty posting. Yeah, let's just put... I suppose we'll put, like... Village Protectors on bottom. We'll bounty posting just to grab a bounty. And then we'll pass. Another Enticing Roar, another Bale. You know, I need some damage to be dealt to us. That's the problem. My opponent isn't really doing a whole lot in that regard. Spare the Targets would be good. So Enticing Roar, if I can get that rolling, that'd be nice. But Cloud Riders, Gorilla Soldiers, anything like that, it seems pretty good for us here. We'll go with an Enticing Reward on the Hylobon Enforcer. And then we'll pass. There's a... Ooh. Spare the Target. I like that one. Now, Enticing Reward does make us discard if we don't have it on a unique unit, but in this case, we have so many cards, I'm not worried about that. I need some damage to be dealt to us, is what needs to be happening right now. Darth Vader, huh? I mean, are they going to put shield tokens on things? Okay. Little bit interesting. They're claiming initiative. What's happening right now? What is happening? Let's get rid of bounty posting. We'll grab You're My Only Hope, Krea's Whispers. Discard I guess Endless Legions. And then we drew a card, which is a Cloud Rider. We'll attack. Trigger. I'll discard Krea's Whispers. And then Gorilla Soldier. Fantastic. We'll put that on top and then pass. Second Gorilla Soldier. Also pretty good. I don't know if I'll need duplicates of these things because I think it's just I hit it, I kill. So let's see. There's the Darth Vader. I mean, I think my opponent's focused super hard on like trying to kill off everything, which I don't think actually matters here. Cloud Rider can go on top. I can flip Yoda to deal some damage here. I'm not really worried about what they're doing here. I mean, honestly, flipping Yoda doesn't even seem that enticing because maybe they'll just hit Yoda instead of my base, and I'm really hoping they hit my base. So there's the Inquisitor's lightsaber. I mean, they almost can one-shot my Yoda, which is kind of cool. Three damage to the base. Maybe my opponent knocks out the Gorilla Soldier. I mean, I don't know. Is this even good for them? Like, they could have deployed Lama Su last turn. I don't really know. Yeah, I mean, like, sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, okay, I guess. It's kind of tough to combo if my opponent's not hitting me with their cards. My opponent can start pulling some stuff from the discard pile, though. All right, I'll kill a Hylobon. So they can kill my Yoda with the Ogda Bogda, which they're almost certainly going to do. I guess I'll claim. Four damage into base. Waiting for my opponent to actually figure out what they would like to do. I mean, they can go ahead and grab Nibble Prowess if they want. It's a good amount of damage on base. I mean, they can, or a good amount of damage on the board, so they can do some cool stuff with that. There's a Village Protectors. I mean, Village Protectors could be relevant. I mean, honestly, right now, we do not have a whole lot of, damage in the resource pile. Like, no Dornian gunships, no Devastators. We've been through more than half of our deck, and we haven't gotten any of those, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So, a little bit unfortunate in that regard, but that's okay. All right, let's go Krea's Whispers. There it all is. Okay. Top, bottom. So we're gonna go 5 and 4. We're gonna go Krea's Whispers again. I mean, what do we have even? So go 5, 4, which isn't even enough. Oh, I shouldn't have done this. Shouldn't have done this. Oh well. Little bit of a mistake here. I'm kind of trolling, to be honest. But that's okay. I should have gone with the either Village Protectors or the Gorilla Soldier and then done the first action to be able to put it on the base. A little bit of an odd play by yours truly here. Let's go with spare the target here. They can replay it, which is fine. Oh, they have an axe, huh? That's a good card to play as well. Nimble Prowess, upgrade, upgrade. Interesting. So we have Evacuate. So I will Evacuate. And then we can put You're My Only Hope or Endless Legions on top, and then hopefully they hit us with the Lamassu, and then we got there. Let's see. Let's see. Are they going to play another card here? Are they going to play another card? There's the axe. So we go, You're My Only Hope. Play for free. And we go these cards here. And we first go Annihilator, kill Lamassu. And they've got Ponkrell. Okay, they got a bunch of nonsense is what that is. We go here. We go Ruthless Raider. We go Executor, Executor. And then Dornian Gunship. Indirect damage to the opponent. And they have to take 13 indirect damage. And if they take 13, then we have lethal with Annihilator or Executor. If they take 12, we have lethal with Annihilator and Executor. If they take 11 and kill off their Axe Woves, then they probably don't have a chance to win. So, seems pretty good for us, you know? Seems pretty good for us. I messed it up. I messed up the play. But it's still probably GG. Because they can't play Ponkrell. They can't play Darth Vader. They don't have enough resources for that. So they better have something good. They're trying to smuggle. They're trying to ambush my timely. And that's awesome. Honestly, that is awesome. Okay. Well, we will just hit in with the Annihilator and then probably win the game with that. I don't know what my opponent could have to get them through. They'd have to do like an attack plus Saboteur or like, I don't know. Timely. I don't know. Yep. Timely Vader doesn't do it. They have to attack the Village Protectors. They can't defeat it and then get the base, but. Yep. They can knock out whatever they want, but we just kill. Good game. Good game. We got there. All right, everyone. Well, we did some work with Yoda Yellow today. We did some absolute work. Out of all of the Yoda Yellows that I played, the first one was the 20 HP base, which honestly was the most like gotcha type of base because, you know, you're sprinting 20 HP, you're like, oh, the game's ending and it's about to be over for them, in fact. So that one was definitely fun for a different reason. The other one I played was another Nabat Village one, but it was sort of the standard that a lot of people were trying with the Yoda Yellow, which was Luke's, Lando's, Crate Dragons, Redemptions, those types of cards, and Annihilators. But this one, much more focused in on killing your opponent. But what's interesting about it is also it actually just performed the best, even in situations where you couldn't kill your opponent, because with a Devastator and a Dornian Gunship and an Executor, maybe an Annihilator thrown in there, before, like, yeah, you could annihilate and then maybe you heal up a little bit with Luke or heal up a little bit or with Redemption and such. It still wasn't good enough to allow you to live. You needed like Sentinel plus Annihilator plus healing and all that stuff. Or if you went with the Sentinel path and you went like Krennic on the ground and Devastator in the space, and they had like a removal option or a bounce effect for one of those, and they just killed you, then you're pretty screwed. In this situation, not only were you able to, do the Annihilator and then like the Devastator and kill them potentially, but also if you did have that setup with like double Dornian gunship, you could wipe their entire board and deal damage to the base, where like one attack from Annihilator or one attack from Executor closed out the game, or maybe just 2 attacks. And that's honestly just oftentimes better because you wipe the board and you hit them with a bunch of damage. So you close out the game on the following turn with only a couple of actions. So really, really awesome stuff. I mean, this is by far one of the most fun decks I have played ever, just because it is fun to do dumb things in this game. And I've done a lot of dumb things in the game. It also is just in a best of 1 scenario, absolutely devastating. In, a best of 3, your opponent can kind of play around not dealing that final point of damage to where you can activate your My Only Hope, and that can really make you struggle. So this is definitely a best of 1 style deck, or go into your local showdown and just mess around with your friends, right? That's the purpose. It's meant to have some fun. It's meant to do some silly things. It's why I don't blame anyone for not wanting to play against the deck. It's similar to Control in the realm of, well, I mean, not really Control, but it is that combo deck where, you kind of just do your thing, and if your opponent can't stop it, it's a game over. So, that's where the sideboards come in, right? That is where the sideboards come in. So, hopefully you all enjoyed. Apologies to my opponents that had to put up with this. Hopefully you still had a good laugh or two, as we did. And I'll see you all for the next one.